Okay, let's unpack this. If you're a remote professional, maybe you're looking for that perfect city, right? Right?
Ye-
One that gets the need for super fast internet, stability, and, well, safety.
Mm-hmm.
Your deep dive really should begin in Seoul, South Korea. Seriously,
Yeah.
just places where, like, ancient history meets the absolute bleeding edge of digital tech.
And that blend, that infrastructure meeting culture, that's so key. Seoul isn't just a stunning city, it's incredibly organized and safe. I mean, really safe.
Right.
That baseline security and order, it's just foundational if you're thinking about moving internationally, trying to keep up productivity without constant friction.
Exactly. So our mission today really is to pull together the essentials you need to know to actually make that jump. We're focusing on that big new visa, the practical stuff about safety and culture you need for a huge city like this.
Yeah, the day-to-day realities.
And crucially, how Seoul's world-class digital setup actually helps your workday. Not just on paper, but practically. Think of this as your shortcut to getting settled smoothly.
A high-density guide. Let's
Got it.
do it.
So, first things first, we absolutely have to start with the biggest enabler here, the new Digital Nomad visa. You can't really do anything without getting the green light on the paperwork.
That's the absolute headline news. It's officially called the Workcation visa, launched just this year, January 1st, 2024.
Wow, so really recent.
Yeah. And it's huge because before this, digital nomads were kind of stuck using short tourist visas, maybe finding complicated working holiday things. This new visa, it's a clear signal from the government saying, hey, remote workers, we want you.
Okay, so what are the specifics? How long can you actually stay? And what hoops do you need to jump through beyond just, working remotely?
Well, the initial stay is pretty generous, up to 1 whole year.
Yeah.
There's potentially an extension for another year, so you could be looking at 2 years total.
2 years, okay.
But yeah, the criteria are quite specific. You've got to show a certain level of income. Basically, the requirement means earning about twice the previous year's Korean gross national income per capita. So, shows you can support yourself.
Right, so they want to know you're financially stable.
Exactly. And you must be employed by a company outside of South Korea. That's key. Plus, maintain proper health or travel insurance for your entire stay.
That income threshold sounds pretty significant.
Mhm.
It's not just covering living costs, is it? Seems like they're targeting maybe higher earning, truly mobile professionals, people who won't be competing locally for jobs.
That's exactly the thinking. It seems to be about attracting a certain profile of remote worker, quality over just sheer numbers, perhaps. And speaking of non-negotiables, let's really hammer home the health insurance point. It's not just ticking a box for the visa.
Right.
South Korea's medical care, excellent. It really is. Top tier and accessible. But you absolutely must get robust international health insurance, something specifically for travelers or nomads.
Because if something unexpected happens.
Exactly. An emergency, a hospital stay. The system is efficient, but the cost could be absolutely crippling without that coverage. It's essential for peace of mind, honestly.
Okay, good point. Now, financially, we often hear Seoul is surprisingly affordable. But, for someone needing that high income for the visa, where might costs sneak up on you? Where do things get expensive?
Yeah, that affordable label needs context. It's usually compared to other massive global hubs like London or New York.
Okay, fair enough.
Where costs can really bite you are things like specialized imported goods, if you rely on those, and the big one, housing, especially if you want to be right in those popular central districts. Think Gangnam.
Ah, location, location, location.
Pretty much. While local food and transport are definitely cheap, the rental deposit system for traditional leases, called GNES, can require huge upfront sums. It often pushes nomads towards service apartments, which are easier month to month, but, well, more expensive overall.
That's really helpful context. Okay, so paperwork's done, budget's considered. Let's talk about actually navigating this massive city. You mentioned the amazing safety record.
Yeah.
What's behind that, really? Is it just cameras everywhere?
The safety level is remarkable, yeah.
Yeah.
Often ranks Seoul as one of the safest capitals worldwide. And yes, the CCTV network is incredibly extensive. That's definitely a factor, a deterrent.
Sure.
But it goes deeper. It seems rooted in a strong cultural emphasis on, collective order, responsibility, respect for public spaces. There's a sort of societal agreement.
So it's baked into the culture.
Kind of feels that way. That sense of public vigilance is quite ingrained, and it translates directly into this reliable, low-friction environment where you can just focus on living and working without constantly looking over your shoulder.
Sounds like the environment itself almost helps you concentrate. But practically, day to day, what if you do need help?
Help is very efficient. 2 numbers to remember. 112 for police, 119 for fire and medical emergencies.
112 and 119, got it.
And crucially for visitors, both services have English-speaking operators available. That removes a huge potential stress point if you're in trouble.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and you'll physically see safety stuff everywhere. AEDs, clear evacuation plans in public buildings, subway stations. It's very visible.
Okay. What about letting your hair down? Experiencing the city after work. Those famous nightlife areas, Itaewon, Gangnam, Hongdae. How do you enjoy those safely?
Definitely enjoy them. They're vibrant. But, understand the local nuances. They're generally safe, but basic big city common sense applies. Stick to main streets, well-lit areas.
Standard stuff.
Yeah. One cultural thing often mentioned is the social aspect of drinking, especially soju. It's stronger than it seems.
The soju warning. Heard that one before.
It's easy to overdo it, and even in safe areas, being overly intoxicated can lead to problems. So just be mindful of the pace and the drinking culture.
Good heads up. And I think I read something specific about carrying items for self-defense.
Yes, that's critical. Don't assume rules are the same as back home. South Korea has extremely strict laws on things like pepper spray or knives.
Really? Even for defense?
Yeah. Carrying them is either illegal or requires permits that are very hard for foreigners to get. The expectation is you rely on the public services, call 112 or 119, not arm yourself.
Okay, important distinction. So moving on to getting around. That's the daily grind for any nomad. How does the public transport system fit into the work-life picture? You mentioned it's good.
Good is an understatement. It's genuinely world-class. The subway is going to be your absolute best friend. It's vast, runs constantly, it's incredibly clean, and super easy to figure out. Everything's in English signs, announcements.
Sounds amazing.
It really is. The absolute must-have is a T-Money card. Get one immediately.
E-money card, okay.
It's way more than just for the subway. Think of it like an integrated payment card. Use it on buses, subways, even in convenience stores, some taxis. It just smooths out all those small daily transactions. No fumbling for cash.
Nice. That makes things easier. Now, if the city's this huge, picking the right neighborhood must really shape your whole experience.
Yeah.
Can you give us a vibe check on some key areas? Not just the tourist highlights, but how they actually work for someone living and working there.
Yeah. Let's break it down by what you might need. Gangnam, it's the famous one, right? Very trendy, lots of corporate offices, upscale. If you need to be near high-end businesses, it works. But expect the highest rents and maybe a longer commute if your co-working space or clients are elsewhere.
Right, the glitzy option.
Exactly. Then you have Hongdae. Totally different vibe. It's near major universities, so it has this intense, youthful, creative energy.
Lots of students.
There's students, artists, musicians. This means housing can be more affordable generally, and the area is packed with cafes, indie shops, and crucially, community-focused co-working spots. Great for networking, especially later at night.
Okay, sounds lively.
Yeah.
And what about finding that traditional Korean feel?
For that, you'd look towards the Buksan Hanok village area. Beautiful traditional houses, charming, narrow streets. It's wonderful to visit.
But maybe not live in.
Well, it can be less convenient for day-to-day life, might be further from the main subway lines, fewer modern amenities right there. For most nomads staying longer term, serviced apartments near central subway stations tend to be the most practical choice. Convenience often wins out.
That makes sense. Okay, now, here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The thing that truly sets Seoul apart. The actual work infrastructure.
Yeah.
We're talking connectivity that's just guaranteed.
Oh, absolutely. South Korea isn't just known for fast internet. It feels like a national commitment, a philosophical thing almost.
Wow.
Sources consistently show average broadband speeds way over 100 Mbps, often hitting 120 Mbps or more. That's way faster than most other major cities globally.
How do they manage that?
It's largely down to early, massive investment in 5G and burying fiber optic cables deep and wide across the country. The stability is phenomenal.
So realistically, we can forget about calls dropping mid-conference, even if we're out and about. How do you make sure you have that seamless connection on the move?
Mobility is definitely sorted. You've got free Wi-Fi almost everywhere. Cafes, subway stations, public plazas. It's reliable too.
Okay.
But for guaranteed professional level connection outside your apartment or office, two main choices. First, get a local SIM card. Easy, gives you phone and data access. Second, and very popular, is renting a portable Wi-Fi egg.
A Wi-Fi egg?
Yeah, it's a little portable hotspot device. You carry it with you, and it gives you a high-speed private connection for your laptop, phone, whatever. Essential if you need stable video calls without relying on potentially crowded public Wi-Fi.
Smart. Okay, so connection sorted. What about concentration? Finding a place to actually work. We should probably dig a bit deeper into the workspace options beyond just saying co-working spaces exist.
Hmm.
What's the difference in, like, the feel and the cost?
That's a really important point. It depends what you're looking for. If you need that very professional, multinational corporation feel, WeWork is there. Multiple locations, usually in big business areas. It's standardized, structured, probably the higher end price-wise.
The familiar option.
Exactly. But if your work is more creative or you're an entrepreneur looking for community, check out places like Maru 180, especially the one in Hongdae. It's known for fostering innovation, great common areas, rooftop terrace, often cited for its inspiring vibe. Probably mid-range cost.
Nice. Sounds different.
Then you have spots like Hive Arena. They often cater more specifically to the tech and startup scene, maybe a bit more lean, focused, but really strong on networking and collaboration within that tech community. Usually quite affordable, too.
Good variety. And we can't forget the cafes, right? The legendary cafe culture must be like having thousands of potential offices.
Oh, the cafe culture is off the charts. It's phenomenal. And unlike some places where you feel awkward camping out with a laptop for hours.
Yeah, getting the stink eye.
Right. In Seoul, it's totally normal, almost expected. The sheer number of cafes that are well-equipped, good Wi-Fi, tons of power outlets is staggering. Many are practically designed for working. And that naturally helps build the digital nomad and expat community, too. You don't just network through scheduled events on meetup.com, although those exist. You bump into people, strike up conversations in these cafes. It happens organically.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit, away from the pure work necessities and towards the inspiration. When the laptop closes, what makes Seoul so magnetic? Why do people fall in love with it?
I think it's that living contrast. You absolutely have to experience the traditional side. Visiting Yongbokgung Palace is a must-do.
The main palace. Right?
Yeah. And here's a specific tip. Rent a hanbok, the traditional Korean dress, to wear while you explore the palace grounds.
Oh, really? People do that?
Loads of people do. It actually gets you free admission to the palace. But more than that, it deepens the experience, connects you to the history in a really cool way.
I like that. And if the palaces are the grand history, the streets offer the flip side.
Exactly. Go wander through Bukchon Hanak Village, those traditional houses, the quiet, narrow, winding alleys. It's such a beautiful, peaceful contrast to the giant skyscrapers and roaring traffic of Gangnam. Perfect way to just decompress after a busy workday.
Nice. And speaking of decompressing, food. Seoul's food scene sounds like an adventure in itself.
Oh, it absolutely is. Food is probably the most direct way to dive into the culture. You have to go to Gwangjang Market.
The famous market.
Yes. It's just an explosion for the senses. Sights, sounds, smells, amazing, authentic street food. Make sure you find someone making bindatik. It's this crispy mung bean pancake made fresh right there. So good.
Okay, bindatik.
Yeah.
Added to the list.
And beyond the markets, you've got to try the classics like kimchi jjigae, that hearty, spicy kimchi stew, and of course, bibimbap, the mixed rice bowl. The variety is just incredible. You could honestly eat somewhere new every single night and barely scratch the surface.
My stomach's rumbling already. Okay, last bit, the entertainment payoff. What's there to do?
Seoul is an entertainment beast. For modern pop culture, you can always look for K-pop events or concerts. The energy is electric.
Sure.
For something a bit quirky, the city's famous for its themed cafes, like, animal cafes, cat cafes, raccoon cafes. They're a unique way to take a break.
Raccoon cafes.
Yeah. And then for nightlife, you choose your flavor. Hongdae offers that youthful buzz, street performers, live indie music. Itaewon has a more international crowd, diverse bars, restaurants, clubs, different vibes for different nights.
Sounds like there's plenty to explore.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean then? Let's wrap this up. We've seen Seoul has basically tackled the big hurdles for remote workers, right? Incredible safety, that new targeted visa, and internet that's just world-beating. The foundation seems solid.
It means Seoul offers this uniquely efficient environment for nomads. The major logistics, the visa, the amazing connectivity, feeling safe they're largely taken care of.
Yeah.
Simplified, which frees up your mental energy. You can focus on your actual work and maybe more importantly, really dive into the culture, explore properly. You're not constantly fighting the city just to function. You're actually leveraging its strengths.
Well put. Okay, so here's a final thought for you, something to maybe mull over based on everything we've discussed. We know Seoul is this hyper-tech global leader, and it's now actively inviting this transient, often high-earning international community through things like the new visa. But we also touch on that potential cultural reserve, the slight distance sometimes noted between traditional Korean society and outsiders, even though older generations can be really warm if you show genuine interest.
Right, that dynamic exists.
So maybe the real challenge isn't figuring out the amazing subway system, but navigating those subtle social bridges. And the provocative question is, what happens next? What impact will this growing influx of digital nomads combined with Seoul's relentless technological advancement have on those deep-rooted cultural norms?
That's fascinating to think about.
How does that social fabric stretch or adapt? And maybe more personally for you, the listener thinking of going, what will your unique experience feel like a year, 2 years down the line as this nomad community continues to grow and integrate? Not something to consider.